of 2024. Welcome to class selection for freshmen. So we're going to be choosing classes for your 10th grade school year. We hope that this presentation is helpful for you, and know that we have tons of resources. We're going to make this presentation available for you on the school website, and also you'll have a chance to kind of browse the academic offerings portion of the website as well, in case you need detailed information about any courses that you are considering for next year. So just to jump on in, let's kind of see the faces of our department. Give me just a second. All right, so I'm actually going to allow my counterparts to introduce themselves this morning. Ms. Aginica.
Good morning, everyone. Good to see all of you today virtually. My name is Mrs. Aginica, and I work with students' last names beginning with the letters A through GOM.
My name is Miss Beeson, and I work with students whose last names are between letters P through Z.
And I am Miss Subaba. I work with students' last names GON through O. I'm going to go ahead and introduce our other two team members. Miss Bencomo, she is our College and Career Center Specialist. She is there to help with post-secondary plans, so your plans after high school. You might have seen her weekly newsletter and just other information that she sends out to keep you informed. And then also we have Miss Areno. She is our Guidance Secretary Registrar here at Prospect. So if you ever need to update information on your demographics profile or you need a transcript, you're going to want to get in touch with Miss Areno. So what can your guidance counselor help with? Well, we hope to provide you with the support that you need throughout your high school experience. One of the big things that comes up pretty often, especially now when we're beginning class selection, you are going to probably have questions about schedules. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Maybe you're having troubles with grades and you need some strategies to help you improve. Maybe you're having some difficulties with a classmate or a peer and you want to be able to work through that. Feel free to come and talk to us. Maybe you have questions about your graduation status. Are you on track, or do you need to do some credit recovery? We will have some resources available to you, so reach out to us for that. And then also planning for after high school. We hope to provide you with that assistance as best as possible. And so we're there to help kind of develop your four-year plans and also get you to your goal after you graduate with us. You are welcome to reach out to us to request for an appointment. Feel free to do so by sending us a message on Canvas or by email. We are meeting with students on Zoom, so feel free to reach out to us and we can help make that happen for you. College and Career Center. So like I said, Miss Bencomo is our College and Career Center Specialist. She has lots of really amazing resources that will help you consider lots of different things after high school. You might have seen her weekly newsletter. She posts that on Canvas every Friday. So do take a peek at that. It has lots of information about colleges that might be visiting us, workshops that are coming up in terms of like career spotlights, or even internship or scholarship opportunities. So do take a peek at that. She can help with developing your college list, so finding what colleges are out there and if you're a good fit. Information about the SAT or ACT. College reps visiting our campus, so lots of them are doing virtual visits and talks with our students. So a good way to just, see if you're a good fit for that college is actually making that connection with those reps. College applications and essay review. So what the guidance counselors and a team of other folks did earlier this month, in November, was we actually read some college applications that students are submitting or have submitted, so that everything is proofread and ready to go. So that is just one example of the things that Ms. Bencomo helps coordinate to support the college application application process. So hopefully, you can use that as a resource. Scholarships. So whether you're looking for applications, filling out an application, or writing an essay, she has information about that. Career search. So maybe you're thinking about what types of careers are interesting to you and you kind of want to backtrack from there. So figuring out the educational pathway to get to that particular job. And then job postings and your work permit. So if you're somebody who is looking for work and you need a work permit, you're going to get in contact with Ms. Bencomo in that process. So the annual WACAC Spring College Fair will be happening virtually. This is a good way for you to just get exposure to many colleges and universities across the country and even abroad. So we do hope that you plan on participating in those virtual talks so that you can see what is out there. Transcripts. So you are going to, well, right now you actually have access to your transcripts on Aries. You're not going to actually see any official grades on there just yet because you are still in the first semester of your freshman year. Once we get to January, you'll have completed your first round of finals, and that's when you'll see those official grades get posted on your transcript. But right now, what you can look at is the demographic information that is included on your profile. So when you're looking at your Aries student portal, you're going to want to make sure that your name, birth date, parent guardian name, address, race and ethnicity, and the credits attempted and credits completed are correct. If there are any discrepancies or you need to update information, like I said earlier, please do contact Ms. Areno so that she can update those things on your profile just to make sure we have the most updated information. For race and ethnicity, you can see there we want to make sure that that is accurate because we get scholarship opportunities that cross our desks very often. And sometimes race and ethnicity is something that they're looking for as a qualifier. So be sure that that is updated so that if you fit what they're looking for, then we can refer you on over. And we listed Ms. Areno's email address there for you. All right, career and educational plans. So we know that you're in your first year of high school and there's a lot to think about already, but we hope that you are considering lots of different options for after high school. We want you to have as many doors open to you as possible. And so please be sure that you are mindful about what classes you select and how that may line up with your future goals. So some future destinations that you can consider after Prospect would be a four-year college or university like a UC, CSU, private, or out-of-state school. Maybe you're thinking about a community college, which luckily for us, we have some really wonderful community colleges just right in our backyard, like West Valley, De Anza, Foothill, San Jose City College. Maybe you're planning on working. So you're looking at a particular career. Or maybe you're planning on joining the military, one of the branches of our armed forces. Or maybe you're just taking a gap year to do some self-exploration so you can figure out what this long-term goal is going to look like for you. So be sure that you are considering your future goals when you are choosing your classes. Graduation requirements. So a couple big things that you need to be aware of in order to make sure you fulfill your graduation requirements are: one, you have to pass courses in specific subject areas. And two, you need a minimum of 220 credits to graduate. So let's go into the detailed information in terms of subject areas that you need to pass. First, we have English. You need 40 credits of English, which is equivalent to 4 years. So while you're in high school, you're going to have to take an English class every year. Social science. Since you're all freshmen this year, you did not have to take a social science class at all. Next year is when you are going to begin that. You need to take 30 credits or 3 years of social science. That will be your world history, US history, and GovEcon. Math. You need 30 credits of math or 3 years of math. So that's going to be your IM1, IM2, or IM3, IM3 STEM. If you've started off in a higher level, the expectation is continue on with that. So maybe some of you are in IM2 right now. So that pathway for you would be IM2, IM3, or IM3 STEM, and then pre-calculus IM4 or AP Calculus AB, depending on how you do and what your class selection is for that IM3 option. Science, you need 3 years of science. So everyone this year is in a biology class. Next year, you're going to take chemistry. And then junior year, you're going to take physics or AP physics. World language, language other than English, you need 20 credits of that, which is 2 years. You do have to do the same language for both years. So if you're in a class like French 1 right now, hopefully you'll continue into French 2 next year. Or if you're in Spanish 1 right now, continue on into Spanish 2 next year. And then that could fulfill that requirement. Visual and Performing Arts, VAPA, you need to do 10 credits, which is equivalent to 1 year. So classes like art, 3D design, theater, tech theater, video production, any class in our music department, that would fulfill that category. College prep elective, we have some specific classes that work toward that category. A good example of that could be AVID. That could fit there. Or if you go above and beyond all of the other categories that we have already reviewed, that can go straight into the college prep elective. So a good example could be maybe you're a student who wants to do 4 years of math. Our minimum requirement for math is 3 years. But if you go into that 4th year, since you've gone above and beyond that category, that extra category is going to be moved to the college prep elective. So that pretty much applies to any of these core subjects, but know that you don't have to go through that alone. If you have questions and want to get clarification on what could work towards your college prep elective, that's what your guidance counselor is for. So feel free to reach out to us. Physical education. So you're going to need 2 years of physical education. All of you are in PE 9 right now. Next year, the options could be PE or sports PE. Career technical education, 10 credits. There are some classes that work straight toward this category, like video production, theater, tech theater, those can fit in there. Those are actually flexible classes that can work toward one category or another. Maybe you're someone who participates in the SVCTE program in your junior or senior year. That can fit there. But another way that students can fulfill this category is if you take 20 credits of VAPA. So say you do Art 1 and then at some point you do Art 2, that can fulfill the category. Same thing applies for music. If you do 2 years of music, that will fulfill the category. And then a class like 3D design. If you do 2 years of 3D design, then that second year can count toward your career tech ed requirement. And then there's general elective, 20 credits of general elective. So if you go above and beyond all of the categories that I have already reviewed with you, the extra will go towards that general elective, okay? And then at the very end of it all, know that your minimum required credits has to be at least 220. And I'm going to go ahead and pass this over to Ms. Aginica.
Okay, good morning. Now we're going to shift gears from our graduation requirements, which are very, very important for your diploma. But for those of you that are planning to apply to a 4-year university right after high school, You must complete these minimum requirements that are known as A to G subject requirements for the UC and CSU campuses. And if you're planning to apply to a private university or out of state, this is a really good foundation for you to go off of. So you must pass all of these courses in the following subject areas with a C or better. This is very important. All of these subject areas have a corresponding letter. So to start off, we're going to start off with the A subject requirement, which is history. Now, for your graduation requirement, you must complete 3 years of history or social science. For A to G, you must complete the minimum 2 years. So you are actually going a year above and beyond this minimum requirement. For the B requirement, it is English. You must complete 4 years, same as the graduation requirement. For the C requirement, that is mathematics. You must complete IM1, IM2, and the minimum level of math is IM3 or IM3 STEM for a minimum of 3 years. And you're going to see there that 4 years is actually recommended for the UC campuses and for some of the more competitive universities. So we highly encourage you to continue on with mathematics all 4 years if possible. The D requirement is the lab science. They want to see at least 2 years of biological and a physical science. But you're going to see for graduation, you must complete 3 years. You must complete biology, chemistry, and physics for the diploma. So you are actually completing the 3-year recommendation, okay? So that helps out tremendously. The E requirement is the world language, or LOT, which stands for language other than English. And they want you to complete at least 2 years in the same language. And again, the recommendation, if possible, is to continue on to a 3rd year. And that corresponds with our graduation requirement of 2 years for a world language. The F requirement is our visual and performing art for 1 year. So like Ms. Subaba said, we have a variety of visual and performing art classes that you can choose from: art, 3D design, theater, music. So as long as you complete at least 1 year, you are satisfying that requirement. And that corresponds with the graduation requirement as well. The G is a college prep elective. And again, you can use AVID. That would satisfy the college prep elective. So you must complete at least 1 year. And like Ms. Sumaba said, you can also go above and beyond these minimum requirements. So if you take a 4th year of a 3rd or 4th year of a world language, for example, that can count as a G or satisfy the college prep elective. So that's an example there. Now, as you're looking at your grades, and maybe this first year of high school has been difficult with virtual learning, we do offer some options for you to repeat a course needed for the high school diploma or for college eligibility. Okay, so if you receive a D or an F in a course that you need to graduate or for college eligibility to meet these A to G requirements, you can repeat it to earn a C or higher. Now, once you repeat a class, be very careful. We will not give you double credit for it. We will always consider and accept or approve the higher grade, which will then be calculated into your GPA. Okay, so if you decide, let's say, for example, you didn't do well in Spanish or not doing well in Spanish this year. Spanish is one of the classes that we do allow you to repeat. So if you consider and apply or register for Spanish next year and you get a higher grade, we will always give you credit for the higher grade earned. And that higher grade will be calculated into your GPA. Now, one of the programs that we offer to students to validate or repeat a class is through BYU online classes. If you decide to take this program and register for a class through this program, make sure that you apply for a teacher-led class. These classes are used for validation, and they are A to G approved or UC approved. So you have to make sure that it is a course that is teacher-led or has that TL abbreviation next to it if you decide to go through BYU. But prior to considering any type of online classes, whether it's BYU or another program, make sure that you're consulting with your guidance counselor to confirm that they are A to G approved, okay? Especially if you're thinking about visual and performing art or a lab science course online. And here is a slide which indicates the options that we have for you to repeat coursework. We have, starting from the left option, from the first option, we have Odyssey-ware Academy. This is a program which we offer here on through an online class here on campus, and it can be added to your schedule especially if you need to repeat or validate a D in a class for English or history. Right now, we only offer those classes, and Prospect High School teachers supervise that online academy class. So that is part of your class schedule if you decide to do Odyssey-ware as you're thinking ahead for maybe your junior or senior year class if you need to. Like I mentioned earlier, we have BYU Independent Study. This is done on your own time and is not included into your class schedule. Just keep in mind there is a cost for BYU classes, but make sure that you talk to your school counselor, guidance counselor, to make sure that you're taking the appropriate class that you need. There are also, for the upperclassmen, for juniors and seniors, we offer CASE, Adult Education. Right now, these classes are online through virtual distance learning, but these are for the graduation requirements only. These classes are not A to G approved and cannot be used on your four-year university application. So this is for just to recover credit if you failed an English or a history class. There is also the West Valley College Dual Enrollment Program, and this is in collaboration with West Valley College, and they offer classes to high school students where you can earn high school and college credit at the same time. These dual enrollment classes, once they are completed, they will be added to your transcript, and you can earn high school credit for this class as well as college credit, like I mentioned a little bit ago. So this is in collaboration with West Valley College. Now, community colleges, they also offer another program called concurrent enrollment. And that's where you take classes online at any particular community college. It could be West Valley, it could be Foothill, De Anza, Evergreen, and that's through their concurrent enrollment. Now, these classes you can take on your own for enrichment. You can take to repeat a course, a class. So make sure that you're talking to your guidance counselor about a concurrent enrollment class, because these classes may not necessarily appear on your transcript like the dual enrollment classes. Okay, so make sure that you understand the difference between the West Valley College dual enrollment program and the concurrent enrollment program through our local community colleges. Okay, they are different in that sense. As you look ahead to your junior and senior year, we also offer classes through Silicon Valley Career Technical Education, or SVCTE. This is a program open to juniors and seniors only, where you're able to sign up for a class that you may be interested in. Maybe you're interested in animation or law enforcement or auto body, working on cars, or construction technology. So these are classes that you take through this program, SVCTE. There is an AM and a PM a class So you will choose whether you want to go in the morning or in the afternoon. And some of these classes do offer some subject credit. Okay, so make sure that you also talk to your guidance counselor to know which program is more appropriate for you if you're looking to recover credit in either math or science, because not all of the programs will give you subject credit. So make sure you check in with us. We also allow you to repeat classes here on campus or through Prospect High School. We do give you the option of taking online classes through the OdysseyWare class, okay? We allow you to retake mathematics. We allow you to retake science classes if you need to. We allow you to retake language other than English and some of the electives, okay? So if you're not ready to move on in mathematics or science, we do allow you to repeat those classes, either for graduation or to complete your A to G requirements. You're going to see there that we do not include English or history. So if you need to repeat or recover credit for English or history, we're going to have to look at other options for you. So dual enrollment, this is a slide that gives you some more information regarding our dual enrollment program. And again, this is a collaboration between our school district and West Valley College, where students beginning your sophomore year, sophomores, juniors, and seniors, you can earn college credit and high school credit through the classes that are offered through this program, okay? For each class, these classes are worth 3 units of college credit. You can earn, that's equivalent to earning 10 high school credits. Okay, so this may be a good option for some of you that may need some extra credit, or you may be interested in some of the classes that they are offering. These college courses are free for our students, so the costs are covered through the program for enrollment fees, books, classroom materials, and we will be announcing course offerings for you for next year. Since freshmen, you're not eligible for this program at this time, but when you look ahead, maybe for next year, your sophomore year, if you're interested in taking one of the classes that are offered, we will be able to give you information for next year. So it's very important for you to own your future, that you are earning the grades by participating in class, completing your work, checking in with your teacher during study hall, or attending homework center or MESA tutoring, because it's very important that you are doing well. This is your first year of high school, so it's very important that you're passing all of your classes while you're in the class, so you don't have to think about recovering credit or looking at other options. So it's very important for you to start owning your future now by developing these academic skills. Now, for the class selection for next school year, we're already looking at next school year, 21-22. You will start the process today. You are going to be logging into your Aries student portal, and you will have until 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, December 6th to finalize your class selection. Keep in mind, all of our classes are year-long, okay? And all 10th graders must be enrolled in at least 6 classes, okay? If you're interested in requesting a 7th class, that you will indicate 7 classes in Aries, and that will indicate to the guidance counselor that you are open to taking a 0-period class if available. 0-period classes are not guaranteed, but if you list 7, we will try our best to accommodate a 0-period class for you if you're interested in that for next year. We will be reviewing all of your course requests, okay, this month. So make sure that you get all of your class requests in by that deadline, Sunday, December 6th. If you need additional assistance with class selection or you have some questions, you can certainly set up an appointment with your guidance counselor after all the preliminary courses are entered into Aries so that we can see what you requested and make sure that we're guiding you in the appropriate way. You can visit the academic offerings on our website by logging into the Prospect High School website to check out course requests, course descriptions and the sequences. And the deadline to make changes to your class schedule will be Friday, April 30th of 2021. So you do have some time to make some changes if you need to. All right, so let's start with our class selection. We're going to be going slide by side. And the first two classes are going to be your English class for next year and your social science or history class. You're going to have two options for English, either English 2 or English 2 honors. If you're looking at signing up for English 2 honors next year, you can certainly talk to your current English 1 or English 1 honors teacher to get their recommendation for you, okay? But you have those two options available to you. For social science and history, you have two options, world history or AP world history for next year. So if you are doing really well in English and you love history, you can certainly consider advanced placement world history. Just keep in mind that it is a faster paced class, more curriculum is recovered. So make sure that you indicate the appropriate class for you. The next slide is the math. Okay, so if you're in integrated math 1 right now and you're currently failing this semester, you can certainly consider taking integrated math 1 again and indicating that in Aries. Again, if your grade improves next semester, we can always move you up to integrated math 2 for next year. So don't worry about that. Some of you are working with your teachers on improving your grades for math. So please continue to do so. If you're in integrated math 1 right now and you are passing that class, you can indicate integrated math 2 for next year. Okay. If you're in integrated math 2 right now and passing that class, you can indicate integrated math 3 or integrated math 3 STEM. Okay. If you're doing well at integrated math 2 right now and you are open or are able to take integrated math 3, you can indicate that in Aries, but make sure that you understand the integrated math 3 class, it is taught at a faster pace. The STEM-based course will cover 2 full years of math in 1 year. So it's very important for you to understand that there's going to be a lot more curriculum covered in the IM3 STEM class, if that is the math class that you are considering. Now, for those of you that are in IM3 or IM3 STEM now as freshmen, and you're passing that class, you can indicate pre-calculus or integrated math 4. Or if you're in integrated math 3 STEM, or integrated math 4 at this time, you can indicate AP Calculus AB. Okay, and then we have other options for you if you're in integrated math 3 or integrated math 3 STEM right now. We have statistics, we have AP statistics. Okay, and for those of you that are interested in computer science and maybe you're taking computer programming this year, and you have are passing integrated math 3 or integrated math 3 STEM, you can also consider our AP computer science class. So we have the prerequisites there listed for you as well to help guide you in selecting your class for math.
All right, I'm going to jump in and discuss your science options as a 10th grader. So students currently taking and passing biology this year would be enrolling into chemistry. And if you are currently a student who might be struggling in biology, maybe you are earning an F or you end up earning an F next semester, you would want to repeat biology to make sure you stay on track with those credits. So those are your two options currently for the science classes. And again, make sure you're writing down your course selections as we move through this so that you can go ahead and enter them on Aries later on. PE-wise, as mentioned, we do have a 2-year PE requirement. So upon passing this year PE, you will be taking PE as a 10th grader. Some students who are in special programs, I believe I answered this in one of the questions, may choose to defer PE until 11th or 12th grade. So for example, if you are a current AVID student and you want to continue with the program next year, which we do highly recommend, you do have the option to defer PE until 11th or 12th grade so that you don't have to take a 0 or 7th period if that is not an option for you. Now, in regards to sports PE, we do not currently know what the plan is for next year. However, if you are still planning to play 2 sports, if we're, having those offered next semester, you could be eligible potentially for sports PE and mark that on your schedule. Now, to be eligible for sports PE, you would need to play 2 sports as a 9th grader, and you would continue on and play 2 sports as a 10th grader. Now, those 2 sports can be different in 10th grade, so that is something I want to make sure you're aware of. You'll need to pass 5 of the 6 physical fitness test standards. That is usually offered in the spring semester, so make sure you're doing your best on that physical fitness test. And lastly, you need to make sure you are on track to earn a C- or better in PE. So again, if you do take your PE class next year and you've passed your freshman year PE, you are all done with those 20 PE credits that are required for graduation. World language. Now keep in mind, we do have a 2-year world language requirement, and the world language must be the same language, and you must move on to the next level. So if you are currently a French 1 student as a 9th grader and you are passing, you would go ahead and select French 2. If you started at a higher level, you would pick the subsequent level. So same thing would apply for students in Mandarin 1, you would go ahead and select Mandarin 2. Students in Spanish 1 this year, make sure you select Spanish 2 for next year. And then lastly, if you're a student in Spanish for Spanish speakers, you can go ahead and elect to enroll into Spanish for Spanish speakers 2. Something that's awesome about our Spanish speaker classes is that Spanish speaker level 1 is actually the equivalent to 2 years because you're essentially completing level 2 of a language because it's an advanced class. So, again, we do encourage you though to move on to that next level of Spanish for Spanish speakers, and maybe come junior or senior year, you could always take AP Spanish if you liked. So for class selection for visual and performing arts, you'll hear us refer to that as VAPA. As a 10th grader, you can go ahead and enroll in the next level of your VAPA course if you would like, or if you want to switch it up and try a different VAPA, you're able to. Now keep in mind that you at this point have likely already selected 6 classes. So if you enroll into an elective, it may end up being a 7th class, which would be offered as a 0 or 7th period, depending on what's available. So if you are interested in taking 7 classes, you can always request 7 classes in Aries. So again, as options within the VAPA department include theater arts. We have levels 1 and 2, which would be offered for sophomores. If you could always take that second level if you took theater arts 1 this year. Something I like to encourage students, if you are planning to commit to 4 years within a specific program, let's say you want to be in string orchestra all 4 years of high school, or you want to complete 4 years of theater or video production, make sure to let your counselor know so we can support you with that goal to get through 4 years and achieve that. Music-wise, we are offering concert choir, symphonic band, wind ensemble, guitar, jazz ensemble, and string orchestra. Those are all options you can select in Aries for your sophomore year. Now, keep in mind that, we love to see students enrolling in these classes, and it's all dependent on how many students choose to enroll in these classes. So for example, like this year, we didn't offer jazz ensemble, unfortunately, because we did not have enough students sign up. So we want to be able to offer these courses. We just need to have students show that they are interested. Art-wise, we have Art 1 and Art 2. We also offer AP Studio Art. With AP Studio Art, it's very independent in that you are going to be picking a theme, and working on a portfolio, which will be submitted at the end of the year as your AP exam. So we do recommend that you have a strong art background if choosing to enroll into AP Studio Art. And if you haven't taken Art 1 with us at Prospect, but you would like to enroll in AP Studio Art, we recommend that you talk it through with our AP Studio Art teacher, Miss Ulrich, so she can make sure that it's going to be a good fit and that you're ready for that class. 3D design, we offer 3D design 1 and 2 as for sophomores next year. And then lastly, we also have a dance class as part of our visual and performing arts subject area. Now, CTE courses, these stand for Career Technical Education. And you may recall for our graduation requirements that you must take 1 year of a VAPA, and then you have a choice to do either a second VAPA of your choosing, or you can take a CTE course. Now, what's awesome is many of our CTE courses also double up and count as a VAPA course. So this would apply to our video production courses, technical theater, and theater arts. All 3 of these subject areas can count towards VAPA and or CTE. We also have our business program where we have digital tools for business, accounting 1 and accounting 2. Now, students can enroll into accounting 1 without taking digital tools for business. However, you cannot enroll in accounting 2 without taking accounting 1. Now, this is part of our financial services pathway. And there will be a name change. I do want to note that for our accounting courses and our video production courses. So for now, you will register under these current course titles. But if you notice that it changes later on, we are updating it to be more reflective of what students are covering in these courses. Video production, we offer all 4 years actually. And as a 10th grader, you could choose video production 2 if you took video production 1 as a 9th grader. And again, this is one of those courses that will fulfill either your CTE or VAPA category. And it is a part of the visual design and media pathway if you complete video production levels 1 through 4. Tech theater, this is where you're doing more behind the scenes work rather than being out acting on the stage. You're helping with set design, lighting, costuming, makeup, that sort of thing. So if you're not ready to be on the stage, but you want to have, a role in that theater production, tech theater is a great fit for you. So again, if you are a 9th grader who currently took Tech Theater 1 and you would like to enroll in Tech Theater 2, that is always an option. And if you are interested in joining Tech Theater, but you haven't taken it yet, that is also an option. Now this pathway is part of the production and managerial arts pathway if you do Tech Theaters level 1 through 4. And I know I already mentioned theater on the last slide, but that is part of your theater arts pathway if you do theater arts level 1, and we go all the way up through level 4 honors. Now, additional courses we have are AVID 2. So if students took AVID 1, we highly encourage you to continue on with this program to help with your college and career development. AVID 2 counts as a special program, so it would count towards that VAPA CTE special program category. It is also a college prep elective if you already took AVID 1. Computer programming, that is kind of an intro course if you're looking to learn some basic programming skills. I want to say they look at a lot of Java or Python. With computer programming, that is going to count as your CTE requirement. And if you've already fulfilled that, it can also count towards your college prep elective. And then lastly on this page, we have Gen Yes. This is going to count as a college prep elective requirement. So you'll see it's noted, has that G, which is our G requirement. Gen Yes students don't have to have prior knowledge of working on computers or technology. We have a teacher who will train students to help with our technology. So if we have Chromebooks needing repair, our Gen Yes students might help with this. And currently it is pretty flexible with the scheduling right now in Gen Yes. So it's a great option if you're looking to learn a little bit more. And again, you don't have to have much prior knowledge going into this course. So this is the nitty-gritty part. How do you input these courses in Aries? So in order to log into the Student Aries page, the easiest way is to go to the CUHSD website and go to Student Resources. You can click on Aries from there. And keep in mind, it's going to be asking you to input your Gmail information. So if you can log into your Chromebook and get into your Gmail account, you will use that same log information to get onto Aries. Once logged in, you're going to see that there's a top menu bar, and you're going to want to select classes from the very top. You'll scroll down until you see course request entry, and you can see a screenshot with the yellow arrow pointing it at the top. From there, click that. Then you're going to see the option to hit show all courses and press search. You can also search by subject area, but I find that personally it's a little bit easier to just go through it alphabetically when you look at all courses. Once you've seen all the courses, you're going to go ahead and select the courses that you want to add to your schedule. So you can see on the bottom screenshot on the right-hand side that there's a sample sophomore schedule. This student chose 6 classes. They did not take a 0 period or 7th period to get that 7th class. So you'll see that they have their English, their math, their world history, their second year of a language, chemistry as their science, and then their last year of PE. Now, in order to get that course showing up on your schedule, you're going to click on the course title, and you're going to click Request Primary for it to be added to your course list. Now, once you've added all of the courses you want to take next year, you can go ahead and log out. There is no need to save it. It will save automatically for you. All right, so if you are planning to take a VAPA or a CTE or some sort of a general elective or college prep elective course next year, you're gonna need to select a backup or alternate course. And if you wanna do that, so if this applies to you, maybe you're taking AVID or you're gonna take a second year of theater, you're gonna pick your first choice, and then after that, you'll pick your backup choice. Now keep in mind, whatever backup course you do select, make sure it's something you're actively interested in taking. Sometimes we don't always have the space to accommodate all students in their first choice, so that's why you might get moved to your backup choice. Now to add that backup choice or alternate course, you're gonna click Request Alternate after you go ahead and have picked your first choice. So you'll see on step number 2, that arrow pointing to Request Alternate. So in this case, 3D design was the student's first choice, it was their primary choice, and then accounting 1 was their alternate course. Now, once you've hit Request Alternate, you're gonna have to press Manage next to that first choice. So you'll see that arrow pointing to Manage. Click on that, and then you're gonna check the box for your preferred alternate course that you'd already selected when you pressed Request Alternate. Once you've checked that box, you're gonna press Save. And then if you scroll all the way down to the bottom below where your courses are listed, you will see that your backup course is listed there. And if you change your mind, after adding it in, you decide, instead of accounting 1, I actually want to put my second choice to dance. You'll press the trash can icon next to accounting 1, and then you'll go ahead and repeat the same process to request that alternate of dance. And again, just so you know, all of these slides are going to be posted on the website along with this presentation, so you don't have to memorize this all at this point. All right. So again, we really encourage you to select your classes carefully because the last day for changes is Friday, April 30th. You're going to select alternate courses, again, for your VAPA, your CTE, or your general elective courses. And again, think about which alternate or backup courses you would actually be interested in taking. Now, if you want to learn more about our academic offerings, and read more about the course descriptions, you can go to our academic offerings section on the Prospect High School website, where you can view the course descriptions and the course sequences. So which course would be the next appropriate course for you to take. Again, the deadline to request changes is April 30th. We will only allow corrections when you come to pick up your schedule in August. So for example, if you happen to have 2 English classes on there accidentally, or a class is missing off of your class list, those would be examples of corrections that we would make. Now, again, you'll have the window open in Aries up until this Sunday at 11:59 p.m. So you can go ahead and play around adding, deleting classes up until that point. And then after that, you will contact your counselor to request those changes. And we'll outline more of that process as that information becomes available. So that is it ultimately. I know we've been trying to answer those questions in the chat and Q&A boxes as we go along. One thing I did see come up on several questions was about dual enrollment. There were several repeat questions from students asking if, as a 9th grader, you could take a dual enrollment class over the summer. Now, dual enrollment classes are available for 10th graders, and we only 10th through 12th graders technically, and we only offer fall and spring semester courses. But once you complete 9th grade, if you wanted to take a community college class over the summer, you could do that. You would be considered a 10th grader, and you could sign up through concurrent enrollment. So that course would not go on your prospect transcript if you take it over the summer after your freshman year. All right. Now, any questions we didn't get to, we will go through our questions and email you directly to try to answer the remaining questions we couldn't get to. Does that sound all right, team?
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
I think that wraps up our presentation then. Thank you for tuning in. And again, you can always email your counselor and request an appointment if you have additional questions. We're here to help you.
Thank you, Prospect. Have a great day.